light 'em up in the ring, light 'em up, shoot, shine, do your thing, light 'em up in the ring, light 'em up, shoot, shine, do your thing, light 'em up, go dumb, go stupid, yeah, we undefeated, sucker free, we got the seats heated, let's face it, you bout to get a beat down, less talking, let's take it to the streets now, ain't gonna be no rematch, why you wanna fight, touchdown on sight, yeah, turn off the light, oh, turn off the light, let's get it poppin', go dumb. When you see me moving, bodies dropping. Move some. I'm about to go sick, call Earl. I'm turning up like E40, not your average girl. I'm turning up. We can rock like Rocky, make you tap it. Ghost ride the whip, look at my drip. This ain't a copy. We got all night if you wanna throw hands. When they see me fight, they wanna throw bands. Go dumb, go stupid, yeah, we undefeated. Sucker free, we got the seats heated. Light 'em up in the ring, light 'em up, shoot, shine, do your thing. Light 'em up in the ring, light 'em up, shoot, shine, do your thing. Light 'em up.
It's time for the main event. It's the Shoe Shine. ¿Qué onda, latos locos? Damas y caballeros, it's your boy Dave in the 702 for another special Monday night episode of The Shoe Shine. Joining me all the way from the city of brotherly love, Philly Irish Drew Evo. ¿Qué pasa, homie?
What's up, Dave?
Well, I hope I didn't blow everybody's ears out. The mic is kind of close to me, but I've been toying with some mic settings and whatnot. Hey, it's great to see 702 Man Cave and Crypto Hippie NFT in the chat. Great to see you guys. I mean, we started off late because I'm watching the baseball game. It's about to end, I suppose. Mexico versus the USA. Drew, can you believe that two of those guys are Air Force veterans, I guess, or Air Force reserves? And the guy who, one of them who just pitched, I guess he flies an F-35. Not to mention the first guy up was an NL Cy Young winner in his first season, right? Wasn't it? He's an incredible outing by the Team USA and Mexico holding it down. Speaking of Team Mexico, shout out to 702 Man Cave. Emiliano Vargas of Las Vegas was at the Mexico game this weekend, throwing out the first pitch. I think I got some footage of that. I may show it to you guys. And Vince was so proud. Vince told me, man, he made the mound. Of course, a lot of people who don't play baseball or haven't thrown a baseball in a while, Drew, it can be awfully embarrassing. You could end up on the highlight reels and go viral if you bounce that ball. I've seen it, man. It's going to be somebody's worst nightmare. But tonight is the Shoe Shine. Drew, how you feeling?
So.
All right, man. Well, listen, Jai Opetaia officially stripped. We've been watching him for several years now. To me, he's the most devastating cruiserweight in the division. I think he could easily clean out the entire division if given the opportunity, Drew. But now it's now the second time the IBF has stripped him of his title. He's been stripped of it before.
Well, I saw a report saying that they didn't strip him.
You saw a report that they didn't strip him? He wore the belt. Here's the thing. Check it out. He's holding three belts.
He was at the press conference, the post conference, and he said that the IBF didn't strip him.
In the press conference, he says he doesn't, but I'm seeing on BoxingScene.com that there may be some potential for litigation. Dana White, IBF treatment of Jai Opetaia has lawsuit potential.
Yeah, it does. You can't. If he's paying the sanctioning fee to defend the belt and everything, you cannot strip him if he's paying the sanctioning fee. So, as long as he's paying a sanctioning fee, the fight is sanctioned. You can't take action against him.
Indeed, Drew. Not only did they pay the sanctioning fees. There's a breakdown of fees that they paid, man. That's pretty wild. Where are those fees? They paid him. Not only that, but Jai Opetaia, he came in for that mandatory, he did the IBF weigh-in, which a lot of fighters are losing their titles. I mean, we just had a fighter lose their IBF title recently because they do the next day weigh-in with a rehydration limit. Unlike the WBO, WBA, WBC, they got a rehydration limit. He met the rehydration limit. He fought a guy that was top 15, ranked 15. Tough son of a bitch. Glanton. Shout out to Glanton, man. Incredible. From football player to cruiserweight with an incredible chin. There have been guys who have been beat up far sooner. I mean, look, Opetaia threw everything but the kitchen sink at the guy, and the guy refused to go down. Nearly went down at the very end. What do you think about? Well, first of all, what do you think about his performance? Zuffa premiere here in Las Vegas. Looks like it was a nice full house at the Apex Training Center in Las Vegas. What do you think of his performance?
Well, first of all, as a pro Opetaia crowd and everything, I think he did pretty good. Like, he did what he was supposed to do. I thought he was supposed to win the fight easily, and he did. Like, if you look at it, he won this fight going away. And the dude has a chin, yeah, but more victories don't count in boxing. I thought it was an easy win for him. And now they have to figure out what can they do. Like what Dana's saying, he is honoring. If he's letting the IBF sanction fights in Zuffa, like he doesn't have a problem if a Zuffa fighter holds a sanctioned body title and to sanction it, he doesn't mind it at all and everything. Like he has to be more of a promoter and everything. Yeah, they are fighting for the Zuffa belt. That is the main belt. But if one of our fighters does hold a sanctioned body belt, we are going to honor that sanctioning body and let that belt be on the line. If the sanctioning fee is paid.
Salute to everybody joining us in the chat. I appreciate you all. Hit that thumbs up button if you enjoy boxing content. We do sports content on here as well. Drew, total of $75,000, $75,300 in sanction fees was paid to the main event. $45,000 to reflect the 3% purse of Opetaia, reportedly $1.5 million or about that. $6,000 to reflect 3% of Glanton's purse. $22,000 assigned as promoter fight sanction, and $2,300 assigned to Levi Martinez, the IBF appointed supervisor, who was later informed to abandon the event after being flown first class and provided a hotel suite per IBF rules covering travel and lodging arrangements. So Levi Martinez is sent to the event and then told to just leave. It don't matter. I guess they were going to make their decision. So if you guys have different websites or something, I've seen the more accurate information. According to Google's AI, he was stripped. Not that, well, whatever, however you could take that AI for its word. But Drew, what does that leave for the guy? I mean, now he's the Zuffa champion, and to be honest, you got two of the biggest names in Mexican American boxing. You got David Benavidez and you got Zurdo Ramirez fighting on iconic date here in Las Vegas, Cinco de Mayo. The winner is the person I want to see fight Jai Opetaia. How do you make that happen?
Well, first and foremost, I looked myself up on Google AI, and it says everything. And the only fucked up part that they call you Danny.
That is hilarious. I didn't see that. Will you screenshot that?
Like it says that like Drew Evo is a Philadelphia-based content creator that streams on gaming content on Twitch and is the co-host of Shoeshine podcast with Danny.
Danny.
And everything.
What an insult.
Danny.
Come on, Google.
Yeah.
I don't know, Danny from the Shoeshine. That's hilarious.
Hey, Danny. I look at it like this. The IBF is in a tough spot now because if you strip them and they take you to court, they're going to win because they have it on record that they paid a sanctioning fee. Unless you're going to refund him the sanctioning fee. But I think you're going to lose a lot more money. And like, you're making this all like out of proportion. And this is why I said on Ringside Reporter in a super chat that boxing is dying because of the sanctioning bodies. The sanctioning bodies are the main reason why the boxing is dead.
You said that on whose show?
On Ringside Reporter. I actually wrote it in a super chat that the sports in the way it's in because of the sanctioning bodies. And a lot of people agreed. It's the sanctioning bodies. And the thing about it is, it doesn't help that certain promoters are being sleazebags and everything, Oscar De La Hoya, and everything. It doesn't help the sport at all. And the sanctioning bodies don't help it at all either. This is another injustice move by a sanctioning body. And this is the type of corruption that I'm talking about that's killing the sport.
Shout out to Joe Habib of Ringside Reporter. Guys, I apologize. Seem to be losing my voice and I kind of developed a little mild cough, but so I apologize about that. But Drew, what is the likelihood of, say, the Ring Magazine champion, which is now Jai Opetaia, improves to 30-0, the Zuffa champion for whatever value the Zuffa belt has, but David Benavidez has been working with the likes of Turki Al-Sheikh in some capacity. Do you think Turki Al-Sheikh can convince David Benavidez to fight for the Ring Magazine title, the Zuffa title, the Cruiserweight Ring and Zuffa title? Should he be victorious Cinco de Mayo?
It could be talked about, but you wonder who's going to stop that fight from happening?
Who's that?
Suimov. I think Suimov's gonna stop it. He's gonna say, "I'll strip you of that WBC light heavyweight title," and I think the other sanctioning bodies will stop it, saying, "We'll strip you of your belts in the cruiserweight."
So, at what point do fighters say, "I don't give a about that one like"? There's going to be fighters inevitably that are going to say, "I'm done with the sanctioning bodies." We had one recently. Shout out to Floyd Diaz, who's a Zuffa fighter, 118-pound contender. He said, He said he felt liberated. I'm just paraphrasing what he said. It seems that he felt liberated, that he no longer has to worry about all these sanctioning bodies. His eye is solely on that one prize, to be the Zuffa bantamweight champion. At what point are other fighters, like say David Benavidez, going to say, you know what, the WBC, they treated me good, but this is business. I got to put business first. The same way that maybe Jai Opetaia said, for me, this fight right here on the Zuffa contract, whether it's short term, is good for my business. The same way it's good business for Conor Benn, who said goodbye to Eddie Hearn and said, "Hey, thanks for all the memories, but $15 million is $15 million over at Zuffa." You think other superstars like David Benavidez could possibly get swayed in that direction?
I would think so. I think the money's right. They would do it. But I look at it like this. I think these sanctioning bodies are going to step in. Like Suimov was kind of pissed off that they were going to stop him in the Crawford-Canelo fight from coming in the ring. Because Dana White actually was promoting it. Dana White, TKO, was promoting it. And Dana White said, no sanctioning body official is allowed in the ring. And he was like, I'm going in the ring to put my shirt on him. But it's going to go to a point that Suimov's going to go and try to go in the ring one day and put his shirt on somebody. And that fighter is going to say, I don't want to wear your shirt. I'm cool. I'm not going to wear your shirt. Like, I know a fighter. I don't know who this fighter name was. He had a person close to him passed away, and he came out with a T-shirt of him honoring him and everything, and he won the fight. Suimov tried to get him to wear his shirt. Dude said, "I'm not wearing your shirt. I'm wearing my shirt to honor my friend and everything. That means more to me than wearing your stupid shirt." And Suimov took some type of offense to it, and people and the people in his corner got into his face, say, "Yo, get away from him. If you're not gonna let him honor his friend, get away from him." And that's how they did it.
Drew, I want to play this this clip. Dana White kind of bashing on Bob Arum and Oscar De La Hoya. Let's take a listen to that from yesterday's post-fight press conference.
This has been such a joke coming into this business. And these people are so unsophisticated and so bad at what they do. We might actually be doing 44 fights this year, just like the UFC. You're asking me about Bob Arum. Bob Arum's been in the business for fucking 50 years. He put one fight on this year. He doesn't have a TV deal, as far as I know. Does Top Rank have a TV deal yet? Anybody? I don't even have a TV deal. What am I going to work with him on?
Wow.
He has no TV deal. Guy's been around for 50 years or more.
Damn, dude, throwing shots at a legend.
No TV deal. De La Hoya? Don't even get me fucking started on that guy. Right? PBC hasn't put a fight on.
PBC has a big date March coming up right now at MGM Grand, just 2 weeks.
I haven't seen or heard anything from Al Heyman. I heard he's sick. I don't know what's going on with Al. And then, Eddie Hearn is the manager now.
Yikes. Drew, that sounds like a guy who's fairly confident he's won the war. Like today, Trump comes out and is already saying, the fight with Iran is just about over, like he's announcing an early victory. This sounds like, is Dana White announcing an early victory?
Well, here's the thing. He has a huge advantage. Zuffa has a huge advantage with TV, with Paramount, being on Paramount. Have fights on CBS. He can be like, he can have it like, ESPN if he wanted to. Even though Top Rank is rumored to be negotiating again with ESPN to potentially return to ESPN. But he has more of a, Zuffa has more of an outlet to be on watchable TV than like Golden Boy, Top Rank as right now, PBC, Matchroom. They have to be on DAZN or go on pay-per-view, and the pay-per-view market's dead. And DAZN is losing subscribers every so often because of the outstanding prices. And if you look at it, they are actually giving out the money to the big names. They are not doing the pay scale to these big names to be at this. Hey, they're overpaying Conor Ben. So that means they gave Opetaia a 1.5 to fight this guy. So they all giving $1 million purses out to fighters and giving out $1 million fight deals out. So it really depends on what are they willing to invest in. Now, if you look at it, if they can lure a lot of these other big names over, they're going to be giving out millions to them to do it. Will it get them to come over? Probably. For the right price, any fighter will come over and have a fight. The only thing I don't like about it, I don't like the belt. I think the belt looks like shit. It's not a gold belt. You need a gold belt. That looks like a fucking black belt. With fucking with fucking.
I was say you don't like the design of the black belt. You don't like that design.
I don't like that design. I don't like the color of it. I think it should have some. If it had gold, if it was gold, it probably would look better.
True. Here's the irony is I saw that it looks like you're going to be able to purchase this if you want to have this in your man cave. I think I saw an advertisement that they are going to be selling replicas for fans to put in their, their collection, their sports collection. So I take it you're not going to be interested in purchasing that belt.
I don't know. Like I look at it like this. I was thinking about pushing all the boxing belts, but if I don't respect them, why should I get the belts? The only one I'll actually respect is the WBO, and maybe I get the IBO. And say, fuck it. I think the IBO belt looks better anyway than the WBC belt.
Damn. Speaking of Oscar, I didn't get a chance to fully hear his clapback Thursday from last week. I heard it was a good one. And I thought that maybe if you feel done with the whole Jai Opetaia thing, we heard a little bit from Dana White, basically clapping back at Oscar and Bob Arum, which I think is that's kind of cold-blooded. But obviously, some of the biggest news that we could talk about is the fact that a judge last Friday in Las Vegas, a federal judge, basically gave her verdict and said that both Oscar De La Hoya and Virgil Ortiz must arbitrate. And she gave them an arbitration deadline of till September. And this is in reference to the entire lawsuits going back and forth between both of them. Boxing scene, shout out to Lance Pugmire. He wrote an amazing article about how everything fell apart. Just looking at Rick Miriagan, his manager, some of the tweets he's been putting out, damn, calling people rats. But can you paraphrase? Can you basically give me what happened with that $3 million offer? What Oscar and how far apart they were between what Rick was trying to negotiate for Virgil Ortiz on his own with Matchroom Boxing?
Well, here's the thing. Matchroom was willing to give Virgil Ortiz $7 million to fight Boots Ennis. Boots would get $10 million and Virgil would get $7 million.
Huge.
But at the same time, that was one offer. They were willing to do a 50-50 purse, that the winner would get an extra 5%. But Oscar was only wanting to give Virgil $3 million. And here's the issue. Your job is to get him the biggest purse possible. You didn't want to give him you didn't want to agree with the $7 million because you wasn't the one that got him the offer? Because Matchroom was offering him $7 million? You didn't want to you didn't want to say, I got you $3 million. I look at it like this. Oscar right now is doing all this talking with clapback, saying people are ungrateful. But here's the thing. You don't even know if Ryan Garcia is going to resign with you or not.
Oh, he seems to be pretty confident that that's going to happen. But Ryan Garcia has been talking about potentially becoming a promoter, in the same way that Canelo Alvarez has his promoter's license, Devin Haney Promotions, Devin Haney Productions. A lot of these guys have set up their own promotion company so they can do small shows and whatnot. So maybe, as soon as that contract truly expires with Oscar, maybe he just ends up promoting himself in free agency. Damn, speaking of free agency, big free agency moves in the NFL. Drew, I thought we'd talk about that before we get off tonight.
Yeah, I look at it like this. If we look, I was watching the free agent tracker and everything, and a lot of some of these guys went for way more than we thought they should have gone for. Like the market value. Like Jalen Phillips' market value was 17 to 20 million. He went for 30, and I thought the Eagles were very confident they were going to re-sign him. He went to Carolina. Carolina overpaid him. He's making $30 million coming off an ACL, and he tore his ACL. He tore his Achilles. He had a great 8 games with the Eagles, and he takes $30 million with the Panthers for 4 years. Now, everybody thought that the Dallas Cowboys were going to get Nakobe Dean, our linebacker.
Mm-hmm.
They offered him more money than the Raiders did. And Nakobe said, thank you, but I would never leave the Eagles to go to the Cowboys. And he turned them down and signed a 3-year, $36 million contract with the Las Vegas Raiders to be their starting middle linebacker. And who won free agency today, Dave, in your opinion?
Who what?
Who won day one of free agency?
The Ravens.
Ravens, or you mean Raiders?
Well, who ends up getting Max Crosby?
I'm sorry. I don't think they won. I think the Raiders won day one. The Raiders they had one of the most cap space. They went on a spending spree, improving the offensive line, a big deal. Having signed 2 Pro Bowlers on that offensive line. We signed a cornerback that had a good year for $30 million. They signed a great defensive player in Raekwon Smith, Trey Walker from the Packers. They got Nakobe Dean. The Raiders have actually won this thing. They signed a lot of good players. And I'm going to be honest with you. It's likely they're gonna select Fernando Mendez with their first round pick, with their first pick. And I think this was the right move to do. Beef that offensive line up with good players and protect that and get that kid. He's gonna be a day one starter. Now you got the tight end, you got him a target to throw to. I would draft. You got a couple first round picks. I would draft the receiver with the other first round pick, and I would try to beef up that offensive line a little bit more. I think the Raiders so far, in my opinion, low key can be good this year, and because I think without Max Crosby, I think that defense is good now again.
You think so? Man, as a 49er fan, I'm sure, and Vince is in here as a Cowboys fan, I just decimated, man, that we weren't able to pick up Matt Crosby. I had no idea that they would give him to the Ravens. I know the Raiders don't like the 49ers. They don't like to work together when it comes to the free trade and free agency. But man,
never know.
Yeah, we really needed him, man. I'm going to cover more of this later on in the week, I think, with Vince. I'm glad you wanted to talk about it. Did you want to segue away from the boxing talk then, officially?
Yeah, look at it like this, Dave. The Ravens are not known for going in on a trade like, I'm giving them 2 first-round picks for somebody, and he's going to be 29 in a couple weeks. And now, okay, we're going all in. The Ravens are going all in. And everything now, and putting the pressure on Lamar, hey, you got to win now, and everything. But I look at it as in, like Dallas, they traded for, I forget the guy's name, Gray or something. Look, they traded for him earlier, getting up a late round pick of next year's draft. Kyler Murray got released. Tua got released. Kyler Murray's favorite to sign with the Vikings, and there's interest from both ends.
Damn, where's Tua going?
He signed a 1-year contract with the Falcons.
Okay.
And if you look at it, Pittman got traded from Indy to go to the Steelers. He signed a 3-year extension with the Steelers. I believe that the Steelers may have got a good number 2 wide receiver in Pittman, but it depends on who's throwing the ball. Michael Fitzpatrick has got traded to New York, and he signed a 3-year, $40 million extension to the Jets. Isaiah Likely went to the Giants. They're trying to beef up that offense a little bit. And I look at it like this. One of the shocking moves was Mike Evans leaving Tampa Bay to sign with the San Francisco 49ers. And San Fran gave him $20 million a year, a 3-year, $60 million contract for a 12-year vet. Could they have overpaid for him? Maybe, but... Man,
with the wide receivers, you just never know. Our wide receiving corp has been so, on and off, including the young guys on the...
Here's the issue. He's coming off an injury. He hasn't really been healthy last year, Mike Evans. And now, if you look at it, there was rumors that I thought you heard that the Eagles are shopping Jalen Carter because they re-signed Jordan Davis to a 3-year, $78 million extension, which was well deserved. And Jalen Carter's market value right now is $30 million to be the biggest paid D-Tech lineman in history. But look at it like this. Chax Sports, the dude Chase that covers the Eagles and the Niners.
Yeah, I watch him.
Put a trade idea up that the Niners would ship their first round pick and Nick Bosa to the Philadelphia Eagles for Jalen Carter and a 4th-round pick.
Jalen Carter, man, we ain't need no Jalen Carter. Man,
Well,
Chase is tripping. I know he has a big channel. He has Chat Sports behind him. He's
Do
tripping.
you know what they value Jalen Carter as right now?
What's that?
2 first-round picks.
You think Philly's going to trade him? You think he's up?
No, they're working on an extension with him.
Okay.
Because there's no Phillips now. They're probably going to trade. They're looking at the trade for Greenland from the Vikings to get that edge rusher spot in. But look at it like this. I don't think they're going to trade A.J. Brown. We're getting with Buffalo getting DJ Moore for a 2nd-round pick. That skyrockets A.J. Brown's value. You got to give him a 1st-round. If you're going to want him, you got to give a 1st-round pick. But I think the deal that's going to get it done for New England, and New England's trying to get him, but they offer a 1st and a 3rd, and Eagles said no. I'm going to tell you the pick that the trade scenario that will get A.J. Brown as a Patriot. The Eagles want a 1st-round pick, a 2nd-round pick, and they want Christian Gonzalez, the Pro Bowl young corner in his rookie contract for A.J. Brown. That's the only deal that gets that deal done. And they're not going to part with Christian Gonzalez and everything. And I don't think the Eagles are tempted to trade A.J. Brown. They don't really want to trade him. They just want to see what his value is.
Okay.
And they know what they can get. And plus, the cap, you have to realize, if you're going to trade with the Eagles for A.J. Brown, you have to compromise and help spice in the pot because of that $40 million dead cap hit they're going to take. And that's the only way how you're going to do it if you're the Patriots. The Chargers, they don't really have the assets to do it. And I really think that the Ravens just gave up on the sweepstakes. The Buffalo's out of it because they traded for DJ Moore. I think you're not going to have it. A.J. Brown is going to be an Eagle. And they probably will revisit this next season to cut cap costs. And if you look at it, they don't get an extension done with Jalen Carter this year. They may pick up his 5th-year option and look at it as in, hey, he had a great year. His value's at least 2 first-round picks. We can probably get more for him. Or you pick up his 5th-year option now, and you re-sign him, and it doesn't start until the following year, his new contract. But now, Reed Blankenship is gone. He signed with the Texans. It looks like the Eagles may have the flexibility to when Cooper DeJean and Quinyon Mitchell is up for contract extensions, they can pay them. But but if you look at it, I really think that they're going to re-sign their players that they want. They're going to keep their line together. I think they're going to make a trade. They're going to trade for Greenland. I think they're going to draft an edge rusher. Jahad Campbell is going to take Nakobe Dean's spot. So I'll go between him and Jeremiah Trotter Jr. And with Jordan Davis signed that big contract extension, it gave the Eagles $9 million in cap and everything. So Eagles are all right. The Eagles, if you look at it, Vegas still believes the Eagles are a Super Bowl contender. They got them as the 4th best odds to win the Super Bowl.
Interesting.
So if we look at it, the Niners, you got someone of a reliable weapon in Mike Evans, assuming he can stay healthy and everything. That's a big if. And then George Kittle, he's getting older. Mike Evans is older now. So
Mike Evans is definitely older. But let me just go ahead with some of these stats, Drew. Look, 1,300 receiving yards, franchise leader, 866 receptions, 108 touchdowns. This is the one that's very important to me. 11 consecutive 1,000-yard seasons, tied with Jerry Rice for most in NFL. Can he play like Jerry Rice, a guy who played well until his early 40s? I mean that's a lot to ask for any player in the NFL these days.
Jerry Rice didn't miss many games in his career.
Yeah. I mean, he's a freak of nature.
Like, let's look at it like this. Do you think Mike Evans gets 1,000 yards?
Nah.
This year.
It's just like we just have so much bad luck on the receiving corps with the 49ers, man.
Like, let's look at it like this. You got Rick. Like, do you think Ricky Porcel gets 1,000 yards?
Never. I love the kid. I like the kid. Obviously, if you guys don't know, Ricky Pearsall is a gunshot survivor. A thug in downtown San Francisco shot him in his chest in his rookie season, and he came back to play, I think, the same year, which is insane. But as great as that is, he's been very injury prone, especially even last year. When he does play, he's a threat, and he's a great tool for Brock Purdy. But most of the time, he's got some type of lingering injury, and I fear the same thing for Mike Evans. George Kittle is coming off a career devastating injury, even though he looks fantastic. I'm very concerned about it. This is an aging team, Drew.
So here's another thing. Will there be a 1,000-yard receiver on this team?
On the 49ers? I doubt it. I doubt it. I'm not hating on my team, man. I love the Niners. Bang, bang.
Like, and then Fred Warner comes back. Raheem Morris is the new defensive coordinator. I think you're going to have to address defense in the draft.
And we didn't in the draft, absolutely in the draft, but we didn't in free agency. We just lost on Max Crosby. By the way, Drew, right above us, shout out to Ricky Pearsall. You got, let's see who's in this picture. Actually, Guarendo's Guarendo's a guy they did not use, but he has tons of natural athletic ability. I think he's somebody they really need to start pushing in his third season now. And look where they are, Drew. They're representing, I guess they're wearing the Korean jersey on behalf of San Francisco Giants star Sung-Hee Lee. So they're at the World Baseball Classic. A lot of celebrities, athletes enjoying the World Baseball Classic.
So who do you think the losers are of free agency?
How much more time do we have for that free agency?
I'll go on for 5 more minutes.
No, I'm saying how much more time do they have?
They have, I think, until June. But here's the thing. You want to know who I think has to act on stuff and need to get better?
Who's that?
The Packers.
Yeah.
I think the Packers have to improve. I think Cincinnati has to improve on defense. They signed a safety from the Chiefs. But I think like Trey Hendrickson is a free agent. He's 31. He's going to command at least $25 million. I don't think no team should go above 2 years with him. That's the messed up part. He waited too long to go into free agency. I really look at it like this. If I'm going to sign a Trey Hendrickson to a contract, I'm probably going to sign him to a 2-year option for a 3-year, and I'll give him $20 million, and I'll give him 2 years $40 million with the 3rd-year option. And you're really taking a risk because he's coming off an injury. But he gets sacks. That is the main issue when it comes to him. I don't want to put the bank in on him like that. He's not, to me, I think he's a $20 million a year max player at his age. And I couldn't take no more than 2 years with him.
All right. Drew, I'm just reading here. On one website, Yardbarker, they say that the biggest loser was the Philadelphia Eagles, losing Jalen Phillips to the Carolina Panthers. You think it's going to have a major impact or none at all? You disagree with that?
I disagree because here's the thing. They overpaid for Jalen Phillips. Here's the thing. Do you think any other team would have gave him $30 million with his injury history?
No. I'm not sure.
There you go. The Eagles were not going to give. They were going to give him. They weren't going to give him no more than $25 million. They were prepared to give him $25 million a year to stay with them. Carolina came up and said, "We'll give you 30." And it's right. He made the right choice in taking the bag because he had 2 serious injuries and everything. You have $100 million guaranteed. What happens is, God forbid he gets hurt again, and it forces him he has $100 million, and $100 million guaranteed, Dave.
Interesting point. Man Cave says the Saints picked up Travis Etienne, 4 years, $52 million, and Buffalo Bills guard David Edwards for 4 years for $61 million, in a move that could reportedly have major impact on the Saints' rushing attack that ranked number 28 in yards. What do you think about those 2 signs?
If they improve the offensive line more, I think they'll have a good chance because they do have the receivers for it. And another thing, the Eagles gained 4 picks today from the free agents leaving, from Phillips and them leaving. So they got 4 picks in for this year's draft. So I can't say that they're the losers. They got picks, more picks in this. But I look at it like this. They need an offensive line, and they got the receiver. I think it might help out a little bit. Now the question comes with Alvin Kamara. Are you gonna cut him? Are you gonna attempt to trade him? Or are you gonna try to keep him on his team and share reps with Etienne? It's more like Etienne's gonna be your future back. It's really hard. It's really hard right now because now you got to make serious choices here, tough decisions here, and you're going with it's a new regime now, and hey, maybe he fits my style. Maybe Etienne fits the style more than Kamara does, but I don't know. It's just. The Saints are still a light years away from competing. Even though they came back and won games and be competitive, they could probably work through it. I think they're probably a 6 or 7 win team this year. So, I don't know.
I want to give it a shout out to Urban NV, one of my favorite Las Vegas live streamers. I guess they sent me a little gift. I appreciate that. Sometimes I don't see certain things. Shout out to Big Spooky in the chat. Drew, you mentioned Fernando Mendoza earlier, and I just realized that what you were talking about, that they signed Tyler Linderbaum, a 3-year, $81 million deal for center, someone they're going to absolutely need for a rookie quarterback like Fernando Mendoza. And I think that all indicates that it's 100% go to snatch up Fernando Mendoza as the first-round draft pick. And with this, I mean, really Tyler Linderbaum, 3 years, $81 million. That's the perfect center. Might be the perfect center for him.
Look at it like this. That defense wasn't really bad last year.
You don't think so?
That Raiders defense wasn't. They were ranked number 14.
Well, with Max Crosby, okay, they're middle of the pack.
But I look at it. They improved on defense. You got rid of Max Crosby and everything. But I believe they gotten better on defense and everything. I think Nakobe Dean gives you legit linebacker play. He can cover anybody. Running backs, tight end. He can even cover receiver if you need him to. And he can get after the quarterback. He can bulldoze a lineman to get to the quarterback and a running back. I think they're going to go Mendoza with the first overall pick. I think they're going to go a receiver next. Or they might go with a edge rusher. But I think that there's going to be picks in this draft that are going to address the defense and offense. I think your first 2 picks are your offensive players, and I think the rest of it is your defense. And I think they try to go and sign more offensive linemen to help protect this kid because he's going to be a day one starter, in my opinion. And if the Raiders wanted to, the Raiders they're gonna have 2 first round picks next year also.
Yeah.
They could play a little and everything and look at it. Hey, I wanna maybe you could trade for a receiver, a top receiver. See if anybody's looking to trade their top receiver.
Dude, they should draft. Who was that? They should draft some of those guys that were on the team with Fernando Mendoza. Man, he had some fantastic receivers. They should definitely draft one of those receivers. Some of them are like pushing 24 years old and whatnot. I'm all for that. For the Las Vegas Raiders picking up some of his teammates on that team.
You got to want it back. You got to want it back in year 2. He's probably going to get better because he has. That was one of the biggest weakness.
Yeah, he's a good running back. You're talking about what's his name from BYU,
Jeffries.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, Boise. But I
Boise
really
State.
look at it that offensive line was a weakness, and they're addressing it. And I think they're gotten better on the offensive line a little bit. They got the main thing, the single quarter of the offensive line and everything. I think they're going to be a low-key better team if they keep making better moves. And they got an offensive-minded head coach to see how they can to see this through. And I think it's going to be all right. I think the Raiders are going to surprise people this year.
That is shocking. That's a big revelation for you on the shoe shine. I'm shocked to hear that, Drew, that you think. And I think a lot of people in Las Vegas would be happy to start getting behind the Raiders. There are Raiders fans here. A lot of those games at the Allegiant Stadium are actually filled up by opposing team fans. And it might be an exciting time for the Las Vegas Raiders getting behind a new young quarterback.
Look at it like this. I said the Patriots going to win at least 10 games this past season. They made the Super Bowl.
Damn! Now you're trying to say they might look like a Super Bowl contender, or at least
I ain't gonna say they look. They're not. I don't think they're going to be a Super Bowl contender. I think the Raiders might win like 7 or 8 games.
They should. That'd be pretty good. That's a massive improvement, obviously, and even better. We've seen some teams, get the perfect quarterback, and like look at Drake May, like you said, just 2 years later, in the Super Bowl. Drew, did you need to go early tonight?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. Hey, I put the chat in there, Vince, if you wanted to come on and talk baseball. If not, I'll end the live stream. We are going to be doing a live stream from Vince's house, from his studio this week on Wednesday, a daytime stream. So please make sure you hit that notifications. I appreciate all the thumbs up. Let me know, Vince, if you want to come on and talk World Baseball Classic for a little bit. If not, I'll be wrapping up the show. Drew, let me just do one more story with you if you got a minute. This is kind of pop culture, but it does have a lot to do with the NFL. Hold on, my TV in the back is tripping. There we go. It's kind of pop culture stuff. I know you don't like to talk about influencer boxing and whatnot, but I'll just go ahead and this is off of sports news here. Several NFL players have accepted Logan Paul's $1 million fight offer. If you guys had heard, Logan Paul, he's upset. He's upset at, Tom Brady, speaking of the Las Vegas Raiders, because on a podcast or on an interview, they're going to be playing flag football. And Tom Brady basically threw shade at Logan Paul and said he's not a real athlete, and he took great offense to that. So Logan Paul, he's putting up an offer to NFL players basically saying, I'll fight you for $1 million. Several of them. Now, he's a heavyweight, bro. He's definitely not a cruiserweight. He's got an offer from at least 3 people here in the NFL. Where'd it go? It's going to load that. It says it'll be the easiest $3 million of my life. Who are the people that offered him?
Well, here's the thing: WWE is not allowing him to do it.
He can't fight.
It's not allowed to. He's under contract WWE.
So why are we even going through all this?
Because he's trying to be a show off here, Logan Paul. And when you're under contract with a certain entity and you're part of a main storyline or something, which he is, they're not going to let you do anything outside that's going to jeopardize it. Boxing, he can get seriously hurt and everything.
Yeah. Okay, here are the Dion Dawkins, Tate Crowder, Brock Hoffman, Kingsley Suamataya, well, a Samoan guy, have expressed willingness to sign up. Let's do it. $1 million. That'd be a lot of fun. I mean, he's got experience against who? Le'Veon Bell?
Le'Veon Bell wants to fight him, but they said it. The WWE is not allowing Logan Paul to fight. They said, you're under contract with us. You're not fighting. You're actually involved in a storyline. We cannot have you fight.
You know, considering what happened to his brother, Jake Paul, who I'm going to bring this up too, but Jake Paul, considering what happened to him on Netflix, you know, reaching for the stars and fighting a legitimate world title champion in Anthony Joshua and having his jaw broken in 2 places, Drew. And then it turns out Jake Paul, apparently he didn't take his rehab seriously or his limitations of the original jaw surgery. He had to have a correction. He had to have a second surgery. I could see a guy with heavy hands, even if he is an NFL player, breaking the jaw of Logan Paul. And I guess that would send him out the sidelines for quite some time on his WWE contract. Yo. You don't think it happens, huh? Hey, Vince, I didn't get that. You says IN. Did you want to join the channel? You want me to send you the link? Send it to him, Drew. It's 9 o'clock. Yep. I appreciate you, Drew, joining us. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up, guys, and the notifications buttons if you don't mind. We got a potential for a really, really big guest on Wednesday's daytime show, Slugged Out Sports and Shoeshine Boxing. I am not going to reveal who it is, but I'm just letting you know you need to be there Wednesday because if this person shows up, it might be the biggest guest that we've ever had on our channel. And, sometimes things fall through the cracks and a certain person can't make it, but that's why I don't want to announce who it is. Until it's for sure. Let me see here. How do I make sign number 3? Is it going to split? All right, Drew. I appreciate you tonight, man. If you have any more time this week and you want to come back on, let me know. Any final words from Drew Evo?
It'll probably be on Thursday.
All right. Well, hit me up, Drew. I appreciate it, man. We'll keep in touch, and I'll see you next time.
All right.
Later, Drew. All right, let's get... Yo, what up, Vince?
What's up? What up?
Shout out to Drew for joining us on the first hour of the Shoeshine. Did you watch the... I know you were watching the baseball thing, man. Now I'm sucked in.
Hell yeah.
Oh, man.
I love it. I love
5-3.
baseball. I even missed the fight. The Gabe Rosado, even though I was early in the morning, I missed that fight too.
So I didn't get to watch the entire Gabe Rosado fight, and I didn't even get to mention it with Drew, but Gabe Rosado fought on Misfits Boxing. Now, Gabe is pushing like 40 years old. And
but he's a warrior, man.
He's been in there with Gennady Golovkin, the legends. He's been in there with everybody. Bro, did he get knocked out? Did he get dropped? He lost the fight. He lost the fight, right?
He lost.
That's crazy. I mean, that's time. It's time to hang him up. I mean, are you going to be?
But if he fights, you're going to get a good fight out of him. Like if he's on pay-per-view, he's a good pay-per-view person.
Yeah.
You know?
So what do you think? Gabe Rosado comes back and does one more Misfits Boxing?
Yeah, because I know he don't want to go out like that.
Yeah.
You know?
That was kind of a shock to me. I'm not going to say it's embarrassing because he's one of those fighters that a lot of those fights where he did lose, he fought incredibly valiantly, and that's why he became a popular fighter for that. Even though he had 10 or plus losses.
Yeah.
and a really good commentator. Not to mention he's a really good commentator. But we could be having a big guest Wednesday at your studio.
Yep,
And I'm excited for that.
Tomorrow.
So I will
call him.
Maybe we'll post it. I'll definitely post it Wednesday to remind everybody. But make sure you guys are subscribed to Slugged Out Sports and Shoeshine Boxing.
Yes.
Let me show some of these pictures, bro. So
we're gonna take over.
Speaking,
and the funny thing is, you're a Niner. I'm a Cowboy. You're a Giant. I'm a Dodger. I think you like San Jose Sharks. I like the Kings. This is gonna be a match made in heaven.
I stopped watching the Sharks, but man, I got to tell you, I like watching when I do get a chance to watch hockey. I like watching this hometown team. And my heart will always be in the Bay Area, but I do like watching the Golden Knights. But I just put up a picture right there. Your nephew is a lot of people.
That's awesome. I was so nervous. I was like, "Oh my God, please don't bounce it, or don't throw it to the right, don't throw it to the left, or over the head."
And this picture's coming from DAZN, and Emmy's still with Top Rank as far as I know.
Yes.
So for DAZN to be sharing this, DAZN Boxing posted on social media. They said, "Representando la raza." This Houston game, Mexico versus Brazil. They had the mercy. I love this. It reminds me of Little League, right? Mercy rule.
Yes, sir.
15-0. But what's the deal? So is Mexico, they're eliminated for good, or do they get one more chance?
They still got a chance.
Okay.
But you know what? Dominicans are freaking on fire.
Dude, they just hit a grand slam today, didn't they?
What's his name for the Padres? Steroid, whatever his name is.
Steroid.
Tatis Jr.?
Yeah,
Whatever
Junior.
got pushed for steroids. And you know, it's sad because he's always going to be known for steroids.
Damn. He's the one that got the
Tatis
grand slam today.
Jr.
Where's my bracket?
Yeah. That team's stacked. I don't see nobody beating them. It's going to be them in Japan.
You think so? In the USA is not going to get past them?
Nah.
So what's the name of the guy that gave up the 5 runs this afternoon? I forget his name. The Mexico pitcher that gave up 5 runs.
No, they took him out against the USA.
Yeah, but here he is. All right, that's a picture of Emmy. Like I said, but he gave up 5 runs, 2 home runs, right? He gave up the grand slam, and Aaron Judge nailed one out.
Remember they took him out and they brought another pitcher in, and that pitcher got hit in the ankle by the ball.
Yeah, that's him. Did he
give
up?
Yeah, okay. The second, I don't know if he gave him 5.
How many earned runs did he have?
3 runs. I don't know. But then the USA pitcher, he gave up 3 runs too, and then he took him out. And take him out.
Well, today, Jaron Duran from Mexico hit 2 homers.
What team does he play for?
Oh, I wish I knew, guys. Who's on it? Who knows all these teams? I'm just kind of falling back in love with baseball. I always get excited around the World Baseball Classic. I used to watch them all the time religiously. It's kind of like the Olympics, man, and I get kind of fall in love back with the sport. Obviously, we're excited as Las Vegas locals at the Athletic. We're going to get a team. It is the Athletics.
2 more years.
Once upon a time, the Athletics, 1990s, late 80s, man, if they were coming to Las Vegas, I'd be like, wow, yes. But today's version, I was just reading the Athletics and the Marlins continue to have the worst payroll. I mean, their payroll, I think it was less than, they said Tua's salary from the Dolphins is more than the Marlins, I think, than all of the Marlins' entire roster.
But don't Derek Jeter own part of the Marlins?
Who?
Derek Jeter.
Yeah, he did.
Well, he don't know no more?
I don't know if he still does.
If he is, he's being cheap.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Because he went for one of the best owners ever. You know, Mr. Steinbrenner.
Yeah, we had a family member by marriage on my wife's side that played for the Marlins organization, and eventually, I think he ended his career on the Athletics minor league team. Nice. But it was a big deal in our family when I think he pitched. I remember watching that game. He pitched against Randy Johnson when Randy Johnson was with us there. I mean, that's a legend, and for someone in the family to be on the mound against a legend like Randy Johnson, who was ending his career with the Giants, I think that was kind of a big deal. But the Marlins probably, even at that time, were one of the worst paying teams. Like, it's like, hey, it's either you're a pro baseball player or not. Like, you'll take it. Athletics.
Hell yeah, I would take it. Make it just show.
So,
you know how many years it takes to try to get there.
Exactly. Well, have you talked to Emmy since throwing out that first pitch? I mean,
I called him, but he didn't answer. He's always busy.
dude,
But you know what's funny?
Yeah.
The funny thing is, because I went to go watch him before he went to Arizona, and I said, "Hey, when you get back, call me so we can start throwing a baseball around." I said, "Because the Dodgers are going to call you to have throw the first pitch out." And he said, "All right," but then I guess after the fight, he stayed out there for a little bit, and then from there, I guess he might have went just to Houston, and then we never got to practice because when he threw, his arm did go like this.
Yeah.
He went like this, so he has to learn how to go like boom, to throw harder.
Well, he might be, now that he's thrown that one out, he might be that first year Las Vegas Athletics throwing out one of those pitches during
I see him doing it. I see him doing it.
It's
Or
going to be.
they might have all of them there.
It'll be the peak of his career when that stadium is finally, he's 21 years old. We're looking at the prime of his career when they finally build that stadium. And now that he's thrown out a pitch for Mexico, I could just see it right before, he just fought co-main. So he'll be a main event fighter like his dad.
I see him doing Dodger Stadium because Dodger Stadium got full of Mexicans, and he's perfect for that. He did Mexico, why not Dodger Stadium? And I told him, if you do it, you better give me Otani's autograph.
So so we'll be talking more about boxing and everything good on Wednesday. Football. This is interesting because Emmy was he went to Mexico, right? He fought in Mexico not too long ago, his prior fight, and he was sharing the gym with Pitbull Cruz. And Emmy fought, and he said at the end of his interview in the last fight, which was a great fight put on by Top Rank and Matchroom in Arizona just a few weeks ago, he said that he wants a former world champion. I don't think it's going to, and it's like, he's thinking, I was in the gym with Pitbull, but Pitbull is apparently Pitbull is ready to renegotiate a fight with Gervonta Tank Davis if Gervonta Tank Davis is not in jail or prison. But
I'll find out more about that one because this weekend, Pitbull's dad was in the corner at that Zuffa boxing, and my friend Eddie worked with them, so he's real tight with the Cruz family.
Oh, really?
Yeah, real tight.
Damn.
Yeah, so I'll ask him.
Hey, on Team Mexico, speaking of like Cuban, Randy Rosarena is Cuban, right? But he's
but if your mom's American, he can play for America. As long as you have the bloodline in you, like your grandpa, I guess, you can play for. If your grandpa's from New Zealand, you can go play for New Zealand. Cause like Manny Ramirez's son, he's playing for Brazil, and Manny ain't Brazilian, but his wife is. So his son played for Brazil.
Well, they was all tripping because look how he dresses, man. He's just charro over here. He's got the Mexican boots.
Yeah.
They say he's more Mexican than Guadalajara.
Hey, he loves our culture. He loves our food. I know he does. That's why he dressed like that.
Yeah,
he knows what's up. We got the best food in the world.
Oh man, you know what? We might go eat Mexican food tomorrow in downtown Henderson. I was gonna run by some
homemade
stuff.
Menudo Sunday too. Like,
Ooh! Did you get pictures or videos of that celebration you guys had at the mariachi?
Somebody did it. I didn't do it because they sang for an hour. I think I ain't gonna stand up for an hour.
Oh my God! They had mariachi, young 11-year-olds sing the national anthem and the Mexico national anthem. A young 11-year-old mariachi singer tonight at the beginning of that. Let's play this clip and then we'll show it again on Wednesday. Yeah, you know how like fight fans know, Vegas fight fans know that when you go to fights it's a Mexican main event that you're going to hear certain songs, right? So Vince got cut out. Oh no, he muted himself. Guys, there's a certain soundtrack for the biggest Mexican fights, right? And I guess the DJs or the announcers for the ball game yesterday. This is the ball game I believe that Emiliano Vargas was had throughout the first pitch. But is Vince going to come back? You're going to hear this at every fight in Las Vegas. This is a staple. You hear the entire stadium singing it.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear this, Vince?
Yeah. Yep.
So Emmy had to be there, and this is like I'm telling people, like if you've never been to a fight in Vegas, this is a Mexican staple.
Beautiful.
They're gonna play the song. They're gonna play Tragos de Amargo Licor, and Mexicans go crazy.
Crazy.
Especially if the fight's getting good, it's the main event. Look at all these people.
That's awesome.
They went nuts. Too bad we lost today.
Hey, Coop, can you imagine if that was your song you sang and 50,000 people are singing your song? That's beautiful.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's how many people were probably at that game. So it's kind of like the influence of fight culture going into baseball. That was kind of a beautiful thing. Plus, Emmy throwing the first pitch at that game. We'll see how the Mexico team advances, man. They're not bad at all.
You know, the USA just needs dominant relief pitching, but you know, your dominant relief pitchers are not Americans. So they're their team where they belong. You know?
Yeah.
Like the guy we got for the Mets, for the Dodgers, he ain't American.
Man, Vince, I know you're not the biggest fan of the Las Vegas Raiders. And I saw this today.
Good.
I saw this today and I thought that maybe I said, no, this can't be real. The Geno Smith signing with Wendy's for $15 an hour deal. I said, wait a minute. Maybe
burger.
Wendy's
You messed up.
Maybe Wendy's is the big winner of the draft.
He'll drop the buns.
And there's that thing I was telling you about. Tua Tagovailoa. How I can pronounce his name? The Samoan quarterback. Tua, $99 million dead cap hit. So he's been released today. That's more than the entire payroll of the Miami Marlins baseball team at $67 million.
Hey, but remember when they won the World Series? They didn't have a big payroll either. You know?
It's always amazing when a team with
a low payroll?
Yeah, can accomplish something so great.
Like the Brewers. They don't spend either.
Yeah. Yeah, if you guys like this content, guys, I know that the stream has kind of died down, Vince, but we're going to have a great show on Wednesday, regardless if we get that special guest. I'm going to show you something. This has to do with the marathon, LA Marathon. This was so messed up, bro. This is messed up.
Oh, hell yeah. Hey,
Did you see that? Did you see this?
Who won? Yeah, because they said the guy that went forward won, huh? Not the guy that fell on the floor.
Nathan Martin was his name. Apparently, Michael Kimani Kamal was winning the entire time. You can see it right here.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's so messed up. 26 miles. 26 miles. You ran 26 miles and you scrub. You fought. I don't even know what happened. What, you see him there?
Yeah.
What happened? You were winning the entire marathon.
Then homeboy just hit the Jets.
So I guess they said that they're reviewing it, right? And
that's what I'm saying.
They might allow him to go into, I guess there's another tournament, a big deal, and they might give him, allow him to keep his place, per se, in the next tournament. But for this tournament, bro, it is what it is. He's second place.
Man, I would be hating myself right now.
I know you spent a lot of time in L.A. You spent a lot of time in L.A.,
yeah,
right?
a lot of time, yeah.
What city did you live in again?
I lived in Norwalk, Bell.
Norwalk.
Paramount's the longest. Santa Fe Springs.
Man, I had this one associate, Danny from LA, was from Norwalk. I got all my friends in Long Beach. Shout out to them. I told you about that guy, Shia LaBeouf, whatever his name is. That crazy actor. Man, this guy, he's straight up insulted LA. Check this out, man. He's saying that LA culture is dead.
Culture doesn't exist anymore. The LA that I loved was the Chicano culture in LA. It was the only spirit of LA.
He said the culture that I love was the Chicano culture in LA.
Because a lot of the people are like Edgars now. You know, that funny haircut. And they wear their tight jeans and they sag their pants, but they're doing their thing. I ain't knocking them.
I don't believe the guy. I mean, I don't even live in LA. I'm from Northern California, so I'm the worst person to comment.
Like when you see back in our days, you see the gang member how they look, and now you look at the gang members now, they look way different. But now that they're different, they got to put in more work, so they're more crazy.
Well, the irony is that Shia LaBeouf is been indoctrinated into a street gang. He claims
I think the Avenues.
He got indoctrinated. He's cool. He's not just cool. They said they didn't jump him in, but he's a kind of a unofficial official member or whatever. But he says Chicano culture is dead.
Our culture is gone. The dance culture is gone. The bar culture is gone.
Car culture is gone. I mean, Yayo Fun on YouTube is always at the. Is it dead? I mean, do I see nothing but lowrider shows every weekend on Whittier on YouTube? I don't. He's saying it's dead.
I don't know about that, but
dance culture, bar culture is gone.
It's all gone. It's gone. I know it's gone because I'm firsthand watching it go away. The spirit left, and it's gone.
Well,
now.
we see is gambling going away from us because a lot of the generation now, they stay in the house. They don't go outside. So that's why the casinos don't get packed, because they don't want to play nothing. They want to stay in the house.
And that's a fact. Well, one thing he said about the drinking culture, man, people are drinking of way less. Alcohol companies, like even the best tequilas in the world, the ones that have many brands, they're having a hard time because young people said, you know what, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's not even healthy to be a borracho like us older Latinos. So he might be on to that, man. And we're going to do a lot more of that kind of stuff on Slugged Out Sports.
And plus, they don't want to pay, because now a beer's what, like $10 for a beer? And these kids don't want to pay $10. Hell no.
20 some types of those cocktails, like you want something like a fancy. Watch a steakhouse review in Las Vegas.
Oh, hell no.
And it's always the cocktail. They'll show the cocktail list. And it's not even like, you say $18, I'll leave a $2 tip is $20. No, it's like $22, $24 for a cocktail.
When you ask for water, they say, what kind? Because they bring a bottle of water.
Yeah,
no, give me the one from the faucet.
They bring you the Avion or the fancy the fancy water.
Glass ones. Yeah, no, give me the one for the faucet.
Man, there's so much going on in Las Vegas. Guys, join us. This I think we try to be over there at 1-ish if we get started at 1 or so on Slugged Out Sports right here on Shoeshine, and then on Shoeshine Boxing, and we'll put the show up later on Slugged Out Sports. So make sure you keep your notifications, and I'll put a post about it. Anything else you want to say, Vince?
If the guest comes in, tune in and then type out your questions, because Dave can see those small letters because he got brand new eyes. I can't see them. And he'll ask questions, but don't get no crazy questions. I don't want to hear no crazy questions. Ask the questions that you ask your mom or your dad. Okay, not no crazy ones.
Yeah, exactly.
We want to have a respectful show because we are going to take over. Watch. We're going to take over.
We'll also be talking about Top Rank signed a new fighter, Sammy.
I seen that.
Oh my God! He says he's a multi-time national amateur star. He's Salvatrucho and Mexicano, and we'll talk about that too on Wednesday's edition of Slugged Out Sports. Vince, I'll see you then, man.
Yes, sir.
Peace out.
Everybody have a good night. God bless you guys. See ya.
Peace.